continue, please let's observe something here. So you see that there are images here, right? Maybe, I don't know, I'm confused of the image. Now, for example, I could come to, yeah, this is nice. To select this, right click on it, and copy the image address. You see, the address is where the link is of the URL is. Make sense? So I'm going to copy that URL address. Come back to mine this and place it here. You see, that's all. See, let's not also forget to copy our beautiful links so we can have our so here's supposed to be your gallery, right? Yeah, so I can copy this whole thing. Come here. Let's ensure that the same thing is on each of the pages. About all pages should have this. Okay, good. So now let's go to the web page. Let's go to portfolio, refresh. We have gallery, right? So when I click on it, it appears nothing is happening. But you see, what have we done? We fetched the image from Unsplash onto our page. Yeah, the guy just is itching to code right now. Yeah. Yes, because we are using the absolute. So wherever we are, we can arrive at that place. Oh, we can use a relative. And we are going to use local images too, so that we can see how it's done. But you see how easy it is to also build a site, right? Right now, by gaining this understanding, all that matters is you just have to start knowing how to design. That is where the UI and the UX will come. And what in tomorrow, I will introduce you to CSS. And you see how that also magically changes the page. Then it's like, oh, yeah, now it's like I'm a boss. You see, but you see that the page, this takes the entire page, isn't it? And that's not what we want. So there are other attributes that it's important that we also learn when it comes to images. Let's go to the gallery. So here, there are attributes. So first, we have learned one attribute known as what? The source, isn't it? We can have another attribute, and the other doesn't matter. You can write it. We have width. And in the width, I could put, let's say, 40. Now, on the browser, we measure things by default in pixels. In what? In what? In what? Pixels. So if I come back and now I refresh, you see, it's resized. Makes sense? Makes sense, right? And so I could say, let me pick another image. Maybe, yeah, this is a nice image. Maybe. And I think, yeah, okay, the person is. So let's look at this. Let me copy what. Remember, we are copying what? The address. It's not the image, it's what? The address is where, because now as a developer, you should be thinking more technical than the one who is just. So copy the address. Come here. Oh, sorry. Where is the? There. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. So we would good. We have this, and I can come down here and say image. So you see, I'm just writing it. So IMGS, and then SRC, right? Or I can say width 450 again, right? And then SRC Then I'll paste in what I need. But remember that the image is what type of element? It's an inline element. And also it's a cell closing tag. So I'll do this. I'm done. You see it? I'm done. See, get back to the gallery, refresh. See, we are having our images popping in. And now I'm not using style, so it's just dropping them as the way it fits. Okay. No. In fact, even sometimes you might not even see the slash, but it's good. Good. But so you realize that now we have a couple. I could also have done height, right? You can put both of them there at the same time, depending on what you want to do. So I can have height and I can say 350. I can have height here and I also say 350, right? And when we come back and we refresh, now we're expecting all of them to be at the same height. Makes sense. See, earlier on, the width was the same, but the height was not the same. Good. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Yes. You can define both. So in this case, if I want, I can come back here and I can say, okay, well, width, maybe let's say 200. Okay? 200. But you see, the problem with assigning the height and width yourself is that usually there is something we call aspect ratio. Photographers may be aware, even when you're watching your TV, you see that TV, we have 16:9. If you click on a particular button, it will change the way it's looking, or it's stretched, or it is, that's what we call the aspect ratio. And if you are not the one who created the image, you don't even know the source of the image, most of the time, especially in modern development, you realize that frameworks do not want you to even put in the image height and width yourself. They can determine how it's supposed to be, right? So for instance, in this case, I come back and I refresh. You see what is happening? They are squished. Are you seeing that? It's because you are the one saying, I want 200 versus 350. And that's what the browser will give you. But then the image, when you ship it out, you realize that the clients don't like it. And now you are going to be very peculiar when you visit websites these days. You see that some websites, especially ones built in Ghana a lot, you realize that sometimes the images are not that, it's not sharp or it's stretched or it's spaced. You see, it's coming as a result of the fact that sometimes you are unable to determine the aspect. And so if you are not really, you've not really worked with images, you might be thinking, oh, let me just put in anything. And you end up with this, and your client will not be happy that the images are looking like this. Makes sense? So normally, the best approach is to go with one attribute instead of both. So in this case, that's a good tip. Please keep that in mind. It's a tip. In this case, I could say, okay, width, I don't like the width, but I want all of them to have the same height. Are you getting it? Then in that case, if I come back and I refresh, you could still see them in the way you want them, you want your users to be able to interact with it. Makes sense? Can we try this? All right. Oh, yes. So if maybe you want to have a particular style, like you call something like masonry, right? You want them to have different image heights. You can do it. Remember, these things, you are the designer, you are the creator. What you want, but make sure that it looks nice. Don't just throw anything with the mindset that I'm just doing it out there. Make sure it does what it looks nice. We good? Now, go fetch some 3 images online create your own, and let's go. Eden, men power, don't give up. No, you can't give up like that. Yes. We are done, so don't worry. So you see, image, day 50, source, that's all. No, it will take care of itself. The only time you won't add something is when you want to use percentages. Apart from pixels, you can also use percentages. But let's not get in that yet. Let's get this assignment done before. All right? We good? Good. This is today you can show off more. You can show off more. Yes. You can choose any image you want. Are we good? Jeff, we are good. Coming around you. use all the things you have just have fun. We ready? We are done. We are cool, right? Okay. So finally, download an image. Download the image. Go to Unsplash again. Download the image yourself. So I'm there. I'm going to click an image. Maybe this guy. And locate the folder you are in. So I'm going to download this image. I think mine is supposed to be in users, remember users, gateway, HTML lessons, and then lesson 2, I'm going to drop it here. Oops, I don't even know. Now, so I think this might probably not work, but let's see, because the extension is coming. Yeah, it's one okay. So we need one that ensure that the extension is either .jpeg, .png, or .zip. Other than that, it's not going to work. So that's why use the button here, download. So I'm going to download it. Exactly here. So click the download button, go here. And then now I could say /, and you can see the image is here. All right. Now let me talk a little bit about the alt. The alt is there in case when you are browsing and your network is bad, it's unable to download the image, it will show the text. Does it make sense? And nowadays, it's important, it's critical that you always include the alt. So here, and it should be anything. It could be like maybe something descriptive, maybe something like this. And I'm done. Then now I can save, come back to my, yeah, and then refresh again. And you see, this is the third one I added. Are you seeing it? This is the one showing here. But this is localized because I'm using what? A relative path. You understand? Let me show it to you. You will see it here. Oh, where is the? So you can see this /cd, this very file. I can create a folder in here called images, drag this guy into it. And when I do that, then that means this would also have to be what? /what? Images / You see, that means I'm organizing my files. And that is what we do. That's the and when we are building actual sites, you see that that's what we are doing. Any questions? Pardon me. Yeah, so what I did was that let me delete it. Let me delete this guy. And now here, create what? Image folder, the subfolder. Now I'm going back to my browser. I'm going to search for an image, right? So maybe let me search for this. And then let me download it, right? So yeah, I'm going to download inside the images folder. So I have it here. Then now I come back, and then what do? I will just have to say / images. Are you seeing it? And you see that it locates where that image is. Boom. So when I save it and I get back here to my gallery page and I refresh, you see it. It's there. So 2 images are coming from the website that is on Slack, and 1 image, I'm the one serving it. But you realize that no one knows except us. And so it's also important to understand something. When you are serving local images, know that all of your images can be very huge. And that can slow the speed of your website. You see, because if you're taking, let's say, a picture of this class, wall, and it's about even 1 megabyte or 5 megabyte. You see, 5 megabyte plus the rest of the document you are makes it a lot. And so you realize that sometimes if your internet is not that fast, you see that it is loading. And that is bad for user experience. So if you look at down here, okay, if you look down here and you refresh, look at it. You see? See, you see that this 2 images, it has cached it because we are copying it from on Splash, and it knows that we are taking it, so already the browser has copied it onto the disk cache. That's what you see here. But the one that we are serving down here is 56.2 kilobytes. So as I said earlier on, whenever we are browsing, we are actually downloading. You are not browsing just like, oh, I bought 5 megabytes and everything is gone. Oh, you were downloading. Do you understand it? So you see, it has downloaded the page. It has downloaded 3 additional files. Even though they are residing, some are residing elsewhere, some are also on our file. Are we good? Yes. We'll end here. Yes. Pardon? This part. Oh, right click, inspect, and then network. And when you get there, it will be empty, but you have to refresh so that it will re-download everything. Good. Any questions before we wrap up? Okay. So lastly, please visit this place and go through it. I'll be adding the CSS note and the JavaScript note. With the HTML, it's left to form. I'll add it tonight. Try as much as possible. Tomorrow would briefly go through the semantic HTML. And whilst you are going home, work on this. Please work on this. By Saturday, I'll be collecting the assignment. So please work on it. Work on it. I've already given you a starter. So work on it. Okay? Questions. So, and lastly, go to GitHub and create an account. Okay? Go to GitHub and create an account. And we will be pushing our code there tomorrow. We good? We good? So you could stay around, go through your work, try to understand where you fail to understand, ask questions, and let's see what. Thank you very much.